Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Minecraft. Couple things have changed since our last episode. I've got a roof on the house. This is base number 2 out of, well, 2 currently. There will be more. That is the challenge. We are going directionally. So right now we started at 0, 0. We went to 0 minus 500, so we're heading north. And our next stop will be 0, negative 1000. I've been working on essentially crafting bricks for the next base, which actually we're going to grab right now and bring with us because that's exactly what I want to show you is our next base. Let me grab all my wool. I think that's all I need for right now. It's not that far to the next base. What time of day is it? That's important to know. It would help if we go out the back door because then we can see. Welcome to the new garden farm thing. Uh, I think the last episode I did, it was just this section here. I added this section and then I added this section. Oh, poor sheep. Look at the poor sheepy. He's stuck. Whatever will we do? No, not spruce pranks. I don't even really want to do this, but maybe it was supposed to be a Minecraft one block challenge for the sheep. Well, we could use his wool anyway. I do want to find out what time of day it is. I don't have a clock or anything, so let me find out what time of day it is. And then, okay, sun's kind of going down. So we're going to stay on this side of town for right now until we can go to bed. And then we'll take off uh, fresh in the morning. No particular reason, but I have been putting firefly bushes there. I actually don't even know what they do. They are kind of new since my last serious, semi-serious playthrough of Minecraft. So remember, one of the rules is not to die, especially when you're level 29. That is a rule in the game of life. Try not to die. Especially when you're level 29. But we are not allowed to use iron tools until we get to the third base. What I've said previously was in order to consider us working on the third base or subsequent bases after that was they had to be connected by a form of transportation. That, boys and girls, is what this lovely row of planks is right here, because this will eventually be all minecart. I will build a, I guess, train terminal somewhere down here. I could also take care of this while we're at it. I feel like this is actually probably enough sugar cane. Yeah, we're not even picking it up anymore. I do not need a single spider eye. I feel like we're at the point where we've probably got enough sugar cane. We can just make the paper that we need for the books and not worry about planting more. But I've added a new challenge, you see. That new challenge being that I have no idea what the record is right now, so maybe I change my mind when I find out what the record is. I want the record length of continuous garden slash farm in Minecraft. No idea what it is. I imagine it's well over 10,000 blocks. If I find out it's like a million blocks or something like that, then I'll change my mind and I won't continue on with what I'm talking about. But for right now, if I have it, it doesn't mean it has to grow. It just means it has to be planted. So if I plant, you son of a. Okay, there's mobs out and they're armored. So we're going to go back and go to bed. And then that will allow me in the morning to go and show you where our next base is going to be. So a couple things I'm adding to the challenge. One, we already know about the tool rule, meaning now that the bases are connected, technically I can use iron tools, but I'm going to add that the base construction has to at least start. The reason I'm saying at least start is if I decide I want to use obsidian for the floor on like the next base, because the next base will allow us diamonds, I don't want to have to wait to build the base. I want to be able to just get in and start building. Um, but I don't know. For right now, what I'm going to say is that the current rule is that once the bases are connected, then I can begin construction. Can I plant that down there? No. Okay. So as you can see, this will go all the way to 0 minus 1,000. Here, have a tree. You get a tree. And you get a tree. And you can have a tree as well. So this will go all the way to minus 1,000. And I've already got it scouted out a little bit. Haven't done any mining or anything there. In fact, I just started mining for the first time at the second base. I've got a little bit of an underground tunnel going. Nothing special. Haven't found anything except the only thing I found is clay. Hello, wolves. I don't have any bones. The only thing I found is clay, and I'd use that to make the bricks, which it looks like I have. That's 148, just under 300 total. So you can see we need some wood planks in here, but it's already dug out, ready to go. I keep saying we. One, see 1,000, negative 1,000's above us, but we kept digging and it came out the other side. So all this is ready to go to lay down the wood to continue on. And if you look out, I haven't gone that way yet, but that looks pretty snowy over there to me, which would mean our next base might potentially be in a cold weather biome, which gave me another idea. But let's talk about the we first, because it's not fair for me to not give a shout out. I won't use his real name, but he knows who he is. We'll call him Brogan. Brogan? Brogan. Yeah, Brogan works. Brogan helped me. He wasn't on much. I did turn this into a realm, So it is now, I am able to have up to 10 players on at once. I will be asking the community for help eventually. Um, if anybody's looking to join in. All right, so this is all going to be wood. How far out do we want to go? I didn't count how many blocks this was. Well, it's 11 blocks because I started with 64. Okay. I'm just going to even all this out. I don't usually do a lot of base building while I'm recording. I usually do the base building when I'm not recording. But I feel like this is going to be a little bit more of an elaborate base, at least in my mind. So I am going to just do a little bit. This is not going to be a very long episode. Essentially, what it came down to is I've been very busy this week, doctor's appointments and stuff from the surgery. And so I haven't had time to record. Therefore, it's Friday night, um, 7:30, and I'm recording an episode for Saturday morning. Do I have a shovel? I do not. Life would be so much easier right now if I had a shovel. Also, that's not supposed to be brick. I had already said this is supposed to be wood. All right, so let's just quickly get this cleared out. This base does mean that we're allowed to use iron, and as I've started mentioning a couple times and keep getting distracted, a couple rules. It was going to be this base, and then we're going to skip gold tools because gold tools are useless. And then we were going to go straight to diamond at the next base. I'm still going to allow us to go to diamond tools at the next base. What I'm contemplating adding a rule in is that in addition to the bases having to be connected, I'm contemplating adding in that the next base we can use diamond tools, but we can't enchant them until the base after that. So essentially, base 3 iron, base 4 basic diamond, base 5 enchanted diamond. And then what that means, well, enchanted tools in general, not necessarily enchanted diamond, that does add an extra layer of challenge. But I guess the question is it entertaining enough, right? Are people really going to care if we're able to use enchanted tools or if the rule says, oh no, we got to build one more base first? Is that really going to matter? The answer is I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That should be even. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the exciting content that you don't get when I'm not recording base building. One, two, three, four, five. Okay. I'm going to have to clear this tree out because it's clearly in the way because of my amazing base placement. We can just do this. So basically, we're going to do a brick frame. We're going to do a wooden floor. But clay apparently is, I found a huge deposit underground. I don't know how much more I'm going to find. So I don't want to commit to building the entire frame out of brick in case I want to expand it. But I think for right now, it's a nice simple frame of a house. We've unlocked iron tools. Achievement unlocked. And then this will allow me and Brogan. I'm not going to call him Brogan. I knew someone in real life whose name was Brogan, and might be one of the worst human beings I've ever met in my life, and that's saying a lot. So, I mean, no one's going to know who he is. Anyway, uh, Logan, I appreciate your help. And eventually, this will all be built up. I am going to force myself to not take the bed from the prior base. Oh, what'd you break? You broke. So, if you remember, I had found enchanted boots of feather falling, but they were like they were leather. No, what? I was level 29. Remember how I said don't die when you're level 29? Okay then. Well, welcome back to level 0. That is annoying. All right. Well, I slept through the night. Can I sleep again? It's okay. It's not a thunderstorm. Do I have any armor at all? Pair of leather boots. Okay. And a very broken helmet I got off a zombie. I don't think I have anything else. Okay, we'll take the spruce planks just in case. If you can't tell, I'm still in shock. Now, hopefully, I don't remember what the rule is on how much XP you get back. But I really, really hope it's at least half. I would love to say that's my first death of the series. It's not. It's my first death on video, I think. But it's also my first death in a long time because otherwise I wouldn't have been level 29. Because I'm playing on a realm, I can't just scrap the video and start over and then pretend like it never happened. I wouldn't do that anyway because I'm not a cheating little cheater. So the zombie, you could hear a piece of armor break. And I think it was my tunic, which was one that I found that was enchanted, that was protection 2 or protection 3, which is obviously very good. So my thought is that when they broke that, there's level 7. That's a lot of level loss. Um, but my thought is that when it broke the tunic, it took away enough protection that it allowed a single creeper. And I think he may have hit me a time or two because I didn't see the creeper. I didn't hear the creeper until it was too late. All right, let's see. We'll put on the gooder. Yeah, the gooder. The good. No, see, leather pants protection 3. So it sounded like it broke, but maybe I'm wrong. Wouldn't be the first time. No big deal, he says bitterly. Let's do this. Let's get some dirt. Obviously, we don't want to fill in where the railroad's going to go. I think I'm going to call the episode just another brick in the wall of disaster. That's very, very, yeah, I think that works. Just another brick in the wall of disaster. All the way down to level 7. Now, I'm lucky because I do have I left it behind, but I do have an enchanted fishing pole. And fishing is a good way to get levels up in this game. But now, so now the question remains. So I was going to say before that do I make it so that I can't use enchanted an enchanting table, not enchanted gear, an enchanting table where I'm enchanting my own gear until um all right, this is the front door. We're just gonna go single door here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so those are even. All right, so stairs go here. And then we need a back door. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip 1. Where are my planks? I mean, the back door could be. Nope, that does not go there. The back door could be a double wide door. No, what am I doing? I did need that there, right? Yes. Because what I didn't do over here was. Nope. What I didn't do over here was this. So that's where the door will go. Having all these trees around will be good because it will allow me to use the wood. There's too many zombies around. Why? It's daytime. Burn. Okay, we're gonna do this. This will hopefully cut down on spawns of enemies trying to eat my face or blow me up. I am not a fan of that. Not a fan of face being eaten or blowing up. I do think that I've got plenty of wool. So very simple crafting table. I need to get this done before the sun goes down. We'll put it right here. Bed, bed. Do a bed here and a bed here. I should do some chest. Do 2 chests. That way we can start moving stuff from the one base to this base without having to run back and forth. Got plenty of more bricks. That's good. I do have some glass. Do I want to make glass panes? 32. Sure, we'll do glass panes. It's a little bit harder to place them. But as long as we can get them down, it gives us protection. We're going to run out. Listen, not perfect. Still have a lot of filling in to do. But it's a little bit safer now. All right, choppy choppy. How high is this tree? I'm going to have to make ladders so that I can climb the trees. I'll probably do that. Yeah, like that one, obviously, I'm going to have to climb as I continue to chop it down. Brilliant. All right, good. Sun's going down. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, our first night in the new under construction base. We had the major death, but I think this is workable. I am going to go higher. I have enough bricks that I can go higher with them. So maybe what we do is every time we get more clay, I turn it into bricks and we expand on this base. But we'll see. Thank you all for joining me as I look to build. I probably need to make. Okay, now I can build doors. Spruce doors, beautiful. door down. I do wish I was able to see through them, but that's what the glass is for. There are going to be so many trees on the ground, which is fine. It's just more for us to ultimately build a tree farm with our choice of tree. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, with that, we've completed our first night in the under construction base. Thank you all for joining me. I know it's a shorter episode right now, uh, but like I said, I've been very busy recently, and me wife will be home very shortly. Um, Join me next time. The base will be completed, and we're gonna put the mine in Minecraft, and we're gonna start mining. I hope to join y'all then. I hope to join y'all then. I hope you all join me then. Thank you very much for joining me on this joint adventure of joining.